Well, hey guys, it is Brent back here with you. Another episode of What's the Right Shot? Yeah, today we're working on singles, serve, and a volley. And I've got three specific things that we're going to work on along with a little practice plan for you as well. Number one, serve direction. Where do you want this serve to go? Number two is going to be, is it a volley? Is it a half volley? And then the third thing is a little geometry here. What's the longest distance we can make them run for this third shot, right? The serve, then the transitional shot, and then this third shot right here. Guys, here comes today's episode of What's the Right Shot? All right, guys, let's get into it. Today's episode of What's the Right Shot? Singles, serve, and volley. And in this point, we're going to look at three shots. We're going to look at serve direction. We're going to look at choosing, is it a volley or a half volley? And for me, playing indoors, which I don't do very often, that's an interesting choice. And a lot of that is because I don't pick up the ball as quickly as I do outside. And then the third shot's going to be, okay, you played your serve where you want to. You've chosen whether it's going to be a volley or a half volley. And now, what's the longest distance you can make them run for your next shot? Look, when I play serve and volley, most of the time, not 100%, because I want to keep them honest a little bit. But if I'm serving to the deuce court to a right-handed player, I'm going to serve to the body. And I'm going to hopefully serve, try to pinpoint it to where it goes into their backhand, or at least where they have to choose a backhand, where it keeps them stuck for a nanosecond, right? If it leaks out too much to their forehand when you come in on this, if it goes out a little bit towards the corner, towards a single sideline, but it's not really a slice, well, then they get to choose forehand, which naturally brings them back in the middle. I don't want that. I want to keep them stuck here for just a nanosecond. All right, now, like I said before, is it a volley or half volley? I don't pick the ball up visually as well indoors as I do outdoors. So for me, the choice here was I can't really see it, don't really see it yet, and now I realize, you know what, I'm gonna play a half volley, because if I choose to lunge over there just to play a volley, I'm off balance. Swing tech on the volley gets compromised, and I'm probably hung out to dry if I don't hit an absolute winner. So my choice here is going to be a half volley, and what we've always talked about with the half volley is it's not a downward hack, right? You don't get the racket up by the shoulder here and then wait to hack down with slice. You actually drop the racket head down and kind of present a little stationary backboard to the ball as it comes out of its bounce. Just a little stationary backboard so that it can rebound off the backboard, right? and just play it that way with hardly any stroke, letting it dwell on the racket, letting it compress, letting it release on its own as you kind of move forward into the court. And look, if you play it deep right up the middle, like this one is, I mean, do you give this guy a ton of angles? Well, you don't. So that to me is like, if I played this thing wide over to the ad side, what happens? Now he's got angles over there. And you're kind of hung out to dry. But right back up the middle, okay, we know he's going to make a play. That's okay. And whatever comes back, we'll just kind of take it from there, right? So, all right, now we get a volley. We get a backhand volley. And what's the longest distance we can make our opponent run from where he is right now? I mean, we could play a volley up the line. We could play a volley back in the middle towards him, like we just played the half volley. We could also play cross court. But in terms of distance, the longest distance to make them run, my thought was right here. Let's just play it into this part of the court. Just a little drop volley right there. And does that come out better than maybe what I'd intended? Of course, which is most of the game, right? I mean, I'm thinking kind of where that blurred out line is there for the junior tennis stuff. But if that's my intended target, but if for whatever reason you hit it even better, okay, that's fine. But, certainly don't go thinking that's what you have to do to win the point. You're just trying to go, what's the longest geometric distance I can make my opponent run in this situation? And there it is, right? Okay, so let's play this in real time. Let's take a look at what this is in real time. Again, we're going to serve to the body, hopefully to the backhand, to the deuce court. Keep them there. Play it deep, and there you have it. So let's start with the practice thing where you have a practice partner out there and you're just playing some points, right? And you've decided you're going to learn or at least get some more experiences here with serve and volley. What I want you to be thinking about is your target is you want to go to that guy's backhand, right? Not down the tee, to the body backhand. Well, as you're looking out towards the net, as you're kind of gathering yourself here in a practice situation, what I want you to do right here is I want you to look at a spot on the tape here, right? It might be a crease, maybe it's a dark spot, but something that's right here on the net, on the top of the net. It's kind of like a backboard, right? It's the white line of the backboard. And all that you're trying to do is, well, rather than thinking about trying to go there, try to go, well, if I go over the top of this spot right here, that's going to equate to ending up over here. So I like to think about what's a spot above the top of the net I want to play my serve, because to me, that's a much more controllable target. I can't control that guy over there from anticipating where I'm going. He's moving around, right? And from back in here, when you're looking over there, if you're looking at a certain part of the service box, well, I want to, because we can't look over the top of the net into the service box from here, right? All we can do is look through the net. If you're looking through the net, an obstacle you want to avoid, I think that kind of messes with your brain a little bit. So find that spot that's on the tape, that's on the top of the net there, that equates to, if you go a foot over that, it's going to end up, yeah, and that's your practice drill right there. What's that spot? And now when you come into your split step, just decide, is it going to be a volley? Is it going to be a half volley? And it's on balance. Whatever shot you choose, you've got to be on balance. If you choose to play this as a volley, that's okay if you can play it on balance. But if you can't, then you got to choose a half volley. Same with that. Play that on balance as well. And now start thinking about when you're coming in here, okay, assuming he doesn't pass me, right? And the degree of difficulty you're presenting by being here is you're telling the guy, look, I'll give you a little bit of real estate up the line, a little bit of real estate cross court. If you can lob me, great, I'll give you that. But if you don't, then I'm going to figure out from wherever this half volley landed, right? If it landed short, well, maybe that's a different deal. But in this case, you've kind of slightly backed him up a little bit. Where's he going to end up? Slightly behind the baseline. So now you know in your mind, because you've backed him up, now you know that the longest distance is going to be somewhere either here where I play that shot or maybe over cross court as a drop volley as well. Start getting some reps. Start putting in some practice sessions. Find a practice partner and just say, look, I'm going to serve to you for 12, 15 minutes. And you're going to work on those three things. And then you can reciprocate and let that guy do whatever they want to do. But you got to get some reps. If you really want to get good at serve and volley, you can't wait around for a match and decide, hey, you know what, I better serve and volley. You got to get some practice reps in. And these are the three things. I mean, it's going to be serve direction. I want to keep the guy there by going over that spot above the top of the net. And you can do this. All right, guys, hope this has been helpful. Look, I want to hear from you today. What's on your mind? What's the one thing that we worked on today out of these three? Serve direction. Is it a volley? Is it a half volley? And then that third shot, making them run the longest possible distance for that last shot. Let me know in the comments area down below, and maybe you got a question. Love to read those and answer those as well. And as always, it's time. We got to get out there. We got to help someone else have a spectacular spectacular day, a plural too. Guys, as always, I will see you again next time. Guys, it is Brent back here with you. And look, there's an 80-20 reality when we play matches. 80% of the time we're not playing points. On average, only about 20% of the time during a match are we actually playing points. And if you don't manage the other 80% of the time, which is between points and on side changes, if you don't manage that really well, you tend to be all over the map with the mental part of the game during the points. So look, I got a free video for you, and what it's going to show you is my exact 4 parts between points system, between points routine that I go through in all my matches that really helps me play consistently at the top of my skill level. Right down below, I want you to pick up this video if you have not yet done so. There is a link that will take you over to a web page. All you got to do is drop in a first name and email address, and you will get immediate access to that free 9-minute video. Guys, right down below, click that link, and you can get inside of it right away.